Welcome back to ME-Arcone Queing, the podcast by the Institute of Alternate Dispute Resolution, New Delhi. We are on episode 3 of season 16. If you have been with us this season, you know we don't do surface level conversation. In episode 1, Mr. Anil Kumar Chaturvedi gave us 44 years of legal wisdom. In episode 2, Dr. Apurva Dikshit took us inside research, mediation, and ODR. Today, we are going somewhere new. Our guest is young, sharp, and already making his mark in some of the most excellent frontiers of law. This one is every student who has wondered, can I make a real impact in ADR early in my career? The answer, as you are about to find out, is a very loud yes. And before we begin, please like, share, and comment. It keeps the space alive and helps us reach us every aspiring lawyer who needs to hear these conversations. It is about rethinking how justice works because this is me, Arcone Queing, and this is just the beginning. My name is Kavika Sharma, a fifth year law student and an intern at InADR. It is a pleasure to be your host for today. Today's theme is the new age of ADR. ADR has always been about finding smarter, faster, and more human ways to resolve conflicts. But disputes today don't just happen between two people in a room. They cross borders, play out on digital platforms, emerge in sport arenas, and now touch the world of artificial intelligence. The question is ADR keeping up, and who are the young minds pushing it forward? Our guest today is not waiting for the future of ADR to arrive, he is already building it. Meet Ayush Bhardwaj. He is a gold medalist from GD Goenka University, batch of 2029 to 2024, and is currently pursuing his PG diploma from the National Law School of India, University, Bangalore. He has published over 20 research papers across areas like international arbitration, digital justice, data privacy, sports governance, and AIN law. He is an active young member of World Intellectual Property Organization (ADR), the Institute of Transnational Arbitration, and the International Council of Commercial Arbitration. His interest spans sports law, international human rights, AIN privacy law, and ESG compliance. And at every step, he is not just following the field, he is shaping it. Simply put, Ayush is not waiting for opportunities, he is creating them. So, should we begin with the podcast, Ayush?
Sure, please.
Okay, so Ayush, you are a gold medalist. You have 20 plus publications, and you are already a member of WIPO ADR and ICCA, and you are doing all this very early in your career. So take us back to the beginning, and when did ADR truly click for you, not just as a subject, but as something you wanted to build your life around?
Well, to be honest, Kavika, firstly, to begin with, thank you so much for the warm introduction. And well, nothing belongs to me. All belongs to God and my faculties and my parents. Now, about my journey, the horizon from all that starts.
Hmm.
Well, ADR didn't just enter my life as a subject. So I still remember when I joined GD Goenka as a law student. So day two, Mr. Samisha came for a session on mediation. So he
Hmm.
posed a question to the room. And I remember I was just sitting in the corner of that auditorium and I raised my hand and I answered it.
Hmm.
That realized dispute resolution wasn't about abstract legal theory only. It was about people, relationship, and efficiency.
Hmm.
And that moment planted the seed. Now, from there, we as law students in India, we often been, heard that there are some issues in the judicial structure of India. There are pendency, these kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But before diving into this, what is important? The guidance. I'll tell you, from there, I think ADR became a structured pursuit under the guidance of Dr. Preeti Ramani, madam.
Oh.
So I remember madam used to taught us ADR as a subject, and she also mentored me through a value addition course. I remember I did on mediation in India.
Hmm.
From there, I had my technical foundation. Now, when it comes to technical foundation, I remember madam, quoted about frameworks, statutes, and comparative lens and all.
Hmm.
Later on, Miss Hina Praveen madam expanded my perspective and also showing me how ADR is an abstract philosophy of justice. Now, what is the need of it? We as law students, I think we lawyers are known for two things: contributions and controversies. Now, when it comes to contributions, we have been often through the contributions must come with analytical and some of the data-oriented sets. Now, about why my interest dived into it. Very
Hmm.
simple. this person generally converts. When you look at the systematic need of India, by mid 2026, we have 55 million cases which are pending across the courts. And we know litigation often stretches like for years and years. But then comes a ray of hope for us, the Mediation Act 2023, which actually changed the landscape of it. Now we have pre-litigation mediation, meditated settled agreements. You have online mediation, which is recognized under Section 30 of the same. We also have mediation council to supervise everything. But all across, why all this matter? Why does this matter? This is the certain issue because India's judiciary has historically struggled with pendency. The average civil case basically takes what, 6 to 10 years to resolve in court. Mediation, by contrast, can resolve disputes within weeks or months. I remember my UG dissertation was on mediation in India. I remember because it was in 2024 and the act got passed in 2023 itself. So it allowed me to study this transformation very closely. Then later on, another thing I got a chance to read about it. When I did my master's from Rashtra Raksha University, my dissertation was on permanent court of arbitration. So basically, the whole thing, how academia and how practical realities come together on the page, and that's what ADR basically taught you. Let's say if I have to, give a brief about my own dissertation, the PCA's role in maritime and investment disputes. You should know ADR is not just a domestic reform, but a global necessity. Linking PCA's international practice with India's Mediation Act gave me a comparative lens. And India is now building its own institutional ADR systems, one that mirrors global practices while addressing local challenges. So ADR just clicked for me. It wasn't just a personal curiosity. It was a recognition of a global need. So this is where I need to tell you, ADR is not just a subject. It is a practice. For you, for me, we both are law students. And I remember my mother often says, the day you step in a law school, you are a student for life. You got to learn, you got to reform, you got to write, you got to research.
Agreed.
So about these publications and everything, it all belongs to God and my family. But my interest in ADR comes from the structural need of Indian judicial system.
I think, Ayush, you are just being modest. You acknowledging your guides says as much as about you and about your about them as well. And the story, the clarity that you got, it actually takes years for people, and you found it early. So I'm really glad that you are here and you're sharing your experience here. One of your
Thank you so much.
also welcome. One of your biggest interest is in sports law and arbitration, and honestly, this is something our listeners don't hear enough about. Sports disputes are fascinating, and athletes, clubs, contracts, doping cases, transfer conflicts, and most of it resolved through ADR and not courts. Can you walk us through how ADR actually works in the sports world? And for a young lawyer excited about the space, where do they even begin?
Sure, please. So basically, let's dive into this.
Yes.
I'll give an example of IPL. So in the initial days of my life, I was keenly fascinated by cricket, and I used to play cricket a lot.
Okay.
But when I step in law, so all got banned away, and things passed. Then I started my no, I need to find some interest. I need to have this intersection of sports and lawyer. Then I did my internship under Dr. Rodney Ryder.
Okay.
So, sir is an expert in international sports law.
Okay.
So, from there, I got the chance to read about it. Now, what happens? Sports disputes are unlikely other because they move at the speed of competition. And in India, this is most visible in cricket and athletics.
Yes.
Imagine a doping allegation against a sprinter just week before Asian Games, or contractual dispute between a IPL franchise and a player in the middle of the season. If these days went through traditional litigation and the athlete's career, all the league continued could collapse before a verdict ever delivered.
Yes.
That'll
be
so
worse.
that is why ADR is not just useful in sports; it's indispensable. It is the need for them. Now the process itself is highly specialized to be on a very serious note. Arbitration panels are composed of experts. So who understand sports ecosystem, not general judges. Proceedings are way more technical as it sounds. Because we know that the awards are binding, ensuring compliance are very important. But we need to understand, by mid 2026, we have 750 cases which are actually dealing indirectly with sports and law. From, we have this example of permanent court of arbitration. I remember uh, that athlete from Olympic miss, who just weighed just 100 grams more. If you remember, when and she got disqualified,
Yes,
and the
yes.
case went to the permanent court for arbitration.
Mm-hmm.
So all kinds of stuffs are going on now. Domestically, if you are speaking, you have National Anti-Doping Agency (NADA).
Hmm.
These are, they may not seem that they are highly related to ADR, but as I just said, if we refer to the traditional medium and the traditional litigation medium, it takes years and years. It might take years that for example, the case is going for 7-8 years and the athlete will take retirement.
Yes,
Still, the verdict
exactly.
is in pendency only. So the the scale of Indian sports makes this even more critical.
Hmm.
For instance, we just IPL is just passed through.
Hmm.
The staggering valuation of IPL is $18.5 billion.
That's huge.
Okay. And when it comes to broadcasting rights, it alone worth 4,000 or 48,390 crores. Imagine for 2023 hours. So with all due respect, look, me being when it comes to corporate, you got to play on the field, isn't it?
Yes,
So it's a
definitely.
billion-dollar industries,
Yes.
disputes over sponsorship, player contracts, minor disagreements. Basically, it's not just about commercial aspect of it. It is about the nature of it, the gravity. If we refer to a traditional aspect of it, it will become difficult for people because it's not, as I just said, ADR is not just about resolving dispute. It is about relationship and efficiency, and
Yes.
staggeringly it's related to people
Hmm.
and sports, people, and India.
Hmm.
These are synonyms to each other. It's not just about cricket, kabaddi.
Hmm.
Basically, either of the states, either you are from northern side or the southern side of country,
Hmm.
every individual has its interest in a sport.
Hmm.
The point, all this got affected by the judicial system.
Hmm.
The fascination may get depleted, and the paradise for lawyers
Hmm.
because it's a field to be explored, and there are
Hmm.
very few lawyers who are actually practicing about in international sports law.
Yes.
I'll give you a short instance. When I was in Rashtriya Raksha University, so it has India's first Olympic research center.
Okay. Hmm. First.
So basically, which is also known as DCORE. Yeah, India's first Bharat
Hmm.
Center of Olympic Research.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
there you got a chance to meet athletes and what issues they are facing.
Hmm.
Major issues they are actually facing, these are not minor disagreements. Majorly, they have this contractual issue and over sponsorship issues. But whom to approach?
Hmm.
The point is,
Hmm.
sports law is a very technical aspect. Let's say if you don't know the background of that sports, it will
Hmm.
be very difficult for us to undermine what to apply and how to resolve the dispute.
Yes.
So when it comes to young lawyers, I would
Hmm.
say for young lawyer, the pathway, this field is very clear. It begins with studying CAS jurisprudence, okay,
Hmm.
Indian doping panel discussions, because precedent is the language of arbitration.
Hmm.
Yeah.
See.
An
Yes.
internship with firms specializing in sports law.
Hmm.
So basically, I would say those
Hmm.
who are interested in it should work from day one. There are firms which are specialized in it, but you need to equip yourself with
Hmm.
precedents, with laws and statutes, because the technicalities cannot be override with general understanding. And
Yes.
that's where the
Definitely.
distinction between lawyers and the layman came.
Hmm. See, this is exactly why we do this podcast. You just made someone's career decision for them because many people don't have this idea that you can actually do ADR with sports, and this is going to help them a lot. Our viewers are going to be really impressed with this one, especially those who have keen interest in sports. So, Ayush, you research at the intersection of AI, privacy law, and ADR. which is one of the most exciting and unexplored frontiers in law right now. So let's talk about it directly. How is artificial intelligence changing the way disputes are resolved? Is AI assisted arbitration in ODR the future, or does it raise concerns the legal world isn't ready to handle yet? And where does a young lawyer start if they want to work in this space?
Fair enough. Now, basically, what you need to understand one thing is artificial intelligence is already reshaping ADR in India.
Hmm.
The most exciting part is how it is being applied in real disputes. Let
Hmm.
me give a concrete example of it. Take
Hmm.
the case of small manufacturing MSME in Pune that had
Hmm.
a payment dispute with supplier in 2025.
Okay.
Now, traditionally, this would have gone to court,
Hmm.
dragging on for years. Instead, the matter was referred to an AI-powered ODR platform.
Okay.
The platform scanned the contract, identified the key obligation, and used predictive analytics,
Okay.
which helped them to do what? Settlement ranges based on similar disputes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Within 3 weeks, the parties reached to a settlement enforceable under Mediation Act. If you remember, I just said in the first question when I was addressing that online dispute is recognized
Yes. Hmm.
under Section 30. So basically, we are not in a journey. We
Hmm.
are actually we have the whole roadmap.
Hmm.
We are walking through it day by day, day by day, day by day.
Hmm.
Now, AI didn't replace mediator,
Hmm.
but what it does, it augmented the process,
Hmm.
which is very important.
Hmm.
Major issue with respect to any of the legal aspect is not about who is making the decision,
Hmm.
because decision can only be made by human interference. You
Hmm.
cannot expect an AI to understand the gravity, the stature, what has
Hmm.
been the nature of the dispute,
Hmm.
isn't it? So
Yes.
this is the issue.
Hmm.
So AI can help you in augmenting the process, but
Hmm.
replacing a mediator or an arbitrator, it's not possible at all.
Not possible.
Now, this the frontier lies where,
Hmm.
as I just said,
Hmm.
AI as an assistant, great,
Hmm.
but AI as a judge, as in the Gen Z language, it's a big red flag.
Red flag. I
Yeah.
was actually I was doing a comparative analysis of ADR in Australia, and I got to know that there's this ODR system there. What they do is that that actually functions completely online. There is no human interaction, and there's a company called eBay Mediation Center, and that center handles over 60 billion cases. Am I audible?
Kavika, am I audible?
Yes, you're now.
Yes, please.
Hmm.
You're giving example of comparative analysis.
Yes, so I was talking about that. I was doing this comparative analysis in Australia's arbitration system, and then I got to know that there's this ODR system, and there's this company called eBay Mediation Center, and that company handles over 6 million cases, and there is literally no human interaction. What they do is because, and why is that actually this high, is because somebody who is fighting for a $200 case won't actually have to hire a $400 mediator for that. So they resolve their issues through ODR.
Hmm.
So this is the extent of ODR has got there. But again, you were talking about the empathy, that ODR cannot replace the human empathy, and that is why I still think that no matter what, artificial intelligence can never, because this is the main topic that people actually talk about, that intelligence can never actually replace human intersections and human empathy. It is good at assisting, as you said. Hmm.
So as exactly,
Hmm.
an AI can automate document review for you. No, it may
Hmm.
highlight
Yes.
compliance gap, even it may detect bias and clauses. But
Hmm.
a human arbitrator or mediator remains a decision maker. How can he ensure fairness and context? Very important thing, you know. So in India,
Exactly.
this is particularly powerful because we have platforms like Sama, Resolve 360, which are
Hmm.
scaling rapidly by 2026, and they are handling over 1.5 million disputes annually.
Hmm.
Many and majorly involving what? MSME and consumer disputes.
Hmm. Yes.
Okay, so there are concerns. Algorithm can be opaque and parties
Hmm.
may not understand. I'll give a short instance. When I was in Goenka, I was doing a project on AI and law.
Hmm.
And I remember I've written a whole mail that what are the list of issues in ChatGPT.
Hmm.
While or at that point of time, ChatGPT was famous among us.
Yes.
So the multiple legal flaws, multiple clause
Hmm.
incorrections and clause omissions were there.
Hmm.
So the issue is completely there. Now, when it
Hmm.
comes to privacy,
Hmm.
privacy is another big challenge, especially
Hmm.
under Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023, which
Hmm.
is now governs how sensitive data is processed in legal context.
Hmm.
So these risks remain that lawyers must be both legally and technically literate.
Hmm.
For young lawyers, the intent is build expertise in AI law and privacy framework. Get
Hmm.
hands-on in exposure on ODR platform.
Hmm.
But Kavika, what is important as a student of national security as well, we need to
Hmm.
understand that data is the new weapon, and you have to be very sensitive and protective about it.
Yes,
So
definitely. Hmm.
to fill this gap and to answer the whole question, just
Hmm.
AI assisted arbitration and ODR is the
Hmm.
future.
Hmm.
Yes,
Hmm.
but is it absolute yes? No, it's a cautious yes.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
future, provided we regulate it, we understand and ensure that technologies serve justice rather than replace it. What
Yes.
we need to understand, it should serve, not
Hmm.
replace. And in India, with that scale and innovation, it is uniquely positioned to lead the transformation.
Thank you, Ayush, for actually giving so much clarity and giving a clarity about how AI works here. But so, Ayush, you have done something most law students actually dream about. I dream about personally. You have built a genuinely strong profile while still being early in your career. 20 plus publications, international memberships, internships across corporate, technology, and arbitration law. For a student in their first or second year who feels overwhelmed and about where to even start, what is your honest advice?
Well, to be honest, when people look at my profile, okay, there are publication
Hmm.
memberships and internships. It can sometimes appear like a careful design roadmap. But
Hmm.
let me tell you the truth.
Hmm.
It was never just me. Whatever I've achieved is the result of guidance, patience, and encouragement of my teachers and seniors. I genuinely believe that the foundation of my journey was
Hmm.
laid down by the faculty who gave me direction and
Hmm.
mentors who constantly reminded me that law is not just about knowledge, it is
Hmm.
about discipline and consistency. So let's
Hmm.
say if I put in words I truly believe in, it is the only by the mercy of God and blessing of my parents and faculties that I have been able to walk this far.
Hmm.
Now I'm special about publication. Let
Hmm.
me tell you, I'm indebted to Hina ma'am because
Hmm.
she was the one who introduced me to writing and researching.
Hmm.
I still remember my first publication was under her guidance, and that moment
Hmm.
was transformative.
Hina ma'am
So
has
it gave
helped
me
me
the
a lot
confidence.
also. Yes.
Yeah. Actually,
Hmm.
I remember it gave me a confidence to put my thoughts into words and show me how research is just about information, but about contributing meaningfully to the field. So
Hmm.
for students in their first or second year, my honest advice is this:
Hmm.
don't try to do everything at once. Legal world is full of noise. It's full
Hmm.
of certificates, moods,
Hmm.
competition, webinars, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed.
Yes.
That's what makes us human.
Hmm.
Okay. So what actually moves the needle is focus and coherence.
Hmm.
Choose one or two areas that genuinely excites you and build
Hmm.
constantly around them. For
Hmm.
me, ADR and its intersection of technologies, international law was the one.
Hmm.
So every internship, every paper, every membership was chosen to enforce that team. So even if gone through the membership I have,
Hmm.
you'll find them majorly deal with ADRs,
ADR. Yeah.
international,
Hmm.
so
Yes.
even again, as I said, majorly if you are a law student and you want to know what is going in the market, look at the data.
Hmm.
Data is the new power and weapon. A
Hmm.
study conducted by BCI, I guess in 2025 only, So students who published at least two substantive paper in their early 40s were 40% likely to secure international opportunities.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
basically, it is not about how much you are doing. It is about
Hmm.
what you are doing.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
the point is, publication demonstrate what? They demonstrate research,
Hmm.
internship across diverse but connected field build perspective.
Hmm.
Membership in credible or generation, the organizations like VIPE or ADR, these are great.
Hmm.
But remember, you don't have to participate in every battle. Be selective, okay? Because being a law student, I remember I was the one I used to face this issue again and again.
Hmm.
Whenever there is a mood, I should participate. Whenever there is an anyone, I
Yes.
should
Hmm.
participate. So
Hmm.
then it is very important. So my advice is very simple and humble.
Hmm.
Listen to your teachers, lean on
Hmm.
your mentors. Don't try to do everything at the same time. Find your theme, build around it, and let work speak for itself. If my journey looks good
Hmm.
today,
Hmm.
because I was fortunate to have the guidance at every step, and because, as you know, because of the
Hmm.
mercy of Almighty, the blessings of my parents, everything went smoothly. So it may look like it's my profile, but
Hmm.
it's the work of the whole entire cosmic entire system.
I wish actually somebody had said that to me in the start, to me also. And this is actually the quiet revolution within the like the teachers behind the lawyers who are changing this field. So thank you so much. You have just brought so much clarity to me at this point of time, and I'm sure to our viewers also. And this
Thank you.
brings us to something very real. ADR is growing fast. More brilliant young lawyers are entering the space every single day, and standing out is becoming a genuine concern. From where you stand, someone who has already started carving out a space for themselves, what does it actually take to be remembered in this field? What separates the lawyers who make a mark from those who simply participate?
ADR is growing at its remarkable pace. There is no doubt about it. With
Hmm.
Mediation Act now in force and arbitration institution becoming more active and more brilliant young lawyers are entering in this
Hmm.
space every single. That naturally raises the question: How does one stand out?
Hmm.
My honest reflection is this: I don't see myself as standing out at all. I simply doing what I'm supposed to do as a student, learning, writing,
Hmm.
interning, and trying to understand law better each day. So
Hmm.
whatever has my way, whether it's publication, mentorship, has been only because of that consistency. And again, without guidance, nothing can be done. So
Yes.
that's it. So when I look at the field, I do notice, what separates those who leave a mark from those who simply participate. It is
Hmm.
not about volume, how many moods, certification, or internship we have done.
Hmm.
It is about clarity and originality. So lawyers who contribute something new, whether it's a paper on AI in arbitration and a study on sports law disputes in India, are remembered because they add value to the discourse. Okay.
Hmm.
Specialization is another factor. ADR
Hmm.
in India is still evolving like niche like sports arbitration, maritime disputes, technological driven ODRs.
Hmm.
So those who choose niche and build expertise, they become reference point in that area. And consistency matters too.
Hmm.
Not one of achievement, but a current profile that reflects steady growth. To end this, I want to emphasize again on all of this secondary to humility. At the end of the day, standing out is not something you chase. You focus on learning, you stay consistent, you remain grateful, and let your work speak for itself. Very, very important. If people remember you, it will be because of contribution you have made, not because you tried to be louder than others. So I
Hmm.
said, in a crowded ADR room, what does it make you remember? Simple originality, specialization, consistency, and yes, above all, it takes humility and gratitude. Because in the end, none of us stand out by ourselves. We only stand out because of the mercy of Almighty and guidance we have been blessed with. So this is what I think, and I wish each and every participant and law student all
Hmm.
the very best. I know they'll
Hmm.
definitely do wonders in their fields.
Ayush, I will just say that you are simple, you're sharp, and this is something that no ranking or publication list can teach you. And on that note, I think we can all agree that Ayush just showed us exactly what standing out looks like. Ayush, This has been such an energizing conversation. You have shown our listeners today that you don't need decades of experience to contribute meaningfully to ADR. You need curiosity, consistency, you need to be humble, you should be grateful to your roots, and the courage to go into the spaces others haven't explored yet. Thank you for being on ME-Arcone Queing. To everyone listening, if this episode sparked something in you, like, comment, and share. Send it to a friend, a classmate, a colleague, anyone who needs to hear that. It is never too early to start. We will see you in the next one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kavika, and I wish the whole team all the very best. And as said, we all are learning day by day, and I wish I could help each and every law student in the best way possible. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the questions.
Thank you
But
so much.
the research you have done, the work you are doing is truly remarkable, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much, Ayush. Thank you, Ayush.
वीडियोस बनाने हैं फिल्मोरा है ना।